We don't need some crypto hoodoo ruining a $10 billion soiree. Get that woman off my deck. The order slices through the salt-bright afternoon like a whip. High above the Mediterranean, the helipad of the 92-meter super yacht Orion gleams. Champagne flutes rattle as security in white blazers converge on a single figure. Dr. Leah Brooks, 35, Ghanaian-American cryptographer, black linen blazer, laptop slung in a weather-worn canvas bag. "Excuse me, ma'am. Credentials," barks Chief Security Officer Renner, palm up. Leah raises an eyebrow, steady. "My credentials are encrypted. Grant me 5 seconds and an Ethernet port." "You heard, Mr. Renner," a silver-haired venture capitalist sneers. "Tech support belongs in the engine room." Another guest, cobalt suit, rose gold smartwatch, leans over the rail, chuckling. "Next, she'll say she owns the blockchain." Laughter sprays, brittle and bright. "Seriously, get her off the manifest," someone jeers from a jacuzzied balcony. A waitress freezes mid-pour, eyes wide. Smartphones rise like cooey courtroom microphones. Leah's tone never spikes. "I was invited to demonstrate a zero-knowledge custody protocol that safeguards each of your offshore wallets." She taps her wrist. The cipher ink bracelet flashes lilac runes. "In precisely 17 minutes, a scheduled execution will decide whether your funds remain liquid." Renner scoffs. "Cute party trick. You'll be on a tender to shore in 2. A junior deckhand, Max, 19, freckles, hesitates. "Sir, Commander Argento said she's keynote." "Silence," Renner snaps. "He's busy gambling with real innovators." Leah half turns, scanning faces. The Saudi fund manager, the VR casino queen, the senator's heir. All aware they're witnesses and potential footnotes in a viral scandal. "Listen," Leah offers, voice soft but carrying. "Give me network access now, or every cold wallet keyed to tonight's auction will enter irreversible stasis. That includes the charitable fund for the reef you all toasted 5 minutes ago." A ripple of unease. Glasses set down. Whispers knit. Is she bluffing? Did anyone verify the code? Why risk it? Renner rolls his shoulders. We don't negotiate under duress. Then you'll enjoy the demonstration, Leah replies. She inhales the sea air, presses her thumb to the bracelet. A soft chime only she hears. Countdown armed. Last chance, she says quietly, eyes locked on Renner's. Plug me in, or accept the default. Renner laughs. Wealth always defaults to us. Leah's smile is small, almost tender. Mathematics disagrees. She steps back, allowing the guards to guide her toward the stairwell. But 100 lenses follow, the hush of money meeting a problem it cannot instantly buy. On the upper deck, billionaire host Carlo De Laurentiis lifts his poker cards, oblivious to the tightening clock that now rules every Satoshi he owns. In the shade, Max whispers to a fellow deckhand, 17 minutes? What happens then? Something expensive? The other murmurs, filming. Salt wind tugs at Leah's locks as she descends the polished stairs. Her laptop indicator pulses cyan, syncing with an unseen satellite 300 miles overhead. 17 minutes. Tick. The Orion's interior gleams like a floating palace, teak corridors trimmed in rose gold rails, hand-blown glass sconces casting prisms across Italian marble. A wall-sized aquarium drifts with lionfish the color of molten coins. Somewhere below, twin diesel electrics hum a velvet bass line, steady as arrogance. Renner marches Leah past a backlit sculpture of Satoshi's white paper etched in crystal. You'll wait here until a tender is free, he says, stopping beside a security lounge that smells of leather and lemon polish. Leah studies her reflection in a mirrored panel, simple black blazer, slim gray slacks, scuffed canvas bag. Beside her, Renner's cufflinks sparkle with miniature bullion bars. Nice decor, she notes. Shame if the lights went out on the ledger beneath. Renner snorts. Bluster doesn't change chain integrity. Mathematics isn't bluster, she replies, settling onto a low couch. Her bracelet flickers, unreadable glyphs scrolling. Upstairs, the soiree swirls. Carlo de Laurentiis, Mediterranean tan, bespoke ivory tux, raises a flute, addressing a knot of guests. Friends, in 20 minutes we auction the reef coin tranche. History will remember tonight. Laughter and applause crest like champagne fizz. Kira Watanabe, VR casino magnate, leans toward Saudi investor Faisal al-Rashid. You vetted the custody protocol, right? Board says airtight, Faisal answers, tugging his white dinner collar. But that woman claims otherwise. Kira eyes the staircase where Leah disappeared. Never ignore the engineer who built the bridge you're standing on. A teenage steward passes with gold-rimmed canapes. Max, freckles bright against wind-burned cheeks, glances down the stairwell, then whispers, "She warned them. They're still laughing." His friend Pia nudges him. Careful, cameras everywhere. Below, Leah unzips her bag just enough to reveal a matte black nano router. Tiny LEDs wink, connected. Listening. She murmurs, almost to herself, "Satellite link stable. Latency 43 milliseconds. Good girl." She taps a command. The bracelet answers with a muted trill. Renner's radio crackles. "Status on the cryptographer?" a voice asks. "Contained," Renner replies. "Countdown's a bluff." Leah tilts her head. Bluff? Funny word. Origin Dutch blaff, flat, broad, a cliff. Cliffs crumble if the strata beneath are weak. You giving me etymology now? Context always matters, she smiles. Renner folds his arms, glance lingering on the nano router. What's that gizmo? Portable hotspot, she says. Terrible signal at sea. Unplug it. You'd sever the yacht's emergency AIS relay. Maritime law frowns on that. Renner hesitates, uncertain, irritated. Somewhere overhead, De Laurentiis' laughter rings again. Leah notes every luxury. Versace drapes, Lalique door handles, like variables in an equation of excess. Her calm masks a hidden vector, a private key sharded across 6 satellites, each slave to the bracelet's heartbeat sensor. Miss one pulse, funds freeze. She rests her wrist on the armrest. Pulse steady, code alive. 16 minutes remain. In the aquarium glass, her reflection overlays a swimming lionfish, venomous beauty cloaked in silk fins. Leah studies it, whispering, "Predators advertise power. Real power swims silent." Upstairs, Kira's phone buzzes with a chain analytics alert. Unusual transaction latency detected. Brows knit, she glances at Carlo, still oblivious, and then toward the stairs. Down in the lounge, Leah closes her eyes, listening to the engines and the seconds, counting down to the moment mathematics will speak louder than money. Renner's radio crackles again. Boss wants the liability gone, now. He grips Leah's elbow harder, steering her toward the starboard boarding gate. Tender's warming up. Enjoy Monaco's coastline from a dock. Leah keeps her voice calm. Ejecting me won't cancel the execution script. The chain's ticking. Cute myth. Renner waves to 2 deckhands. Escort Ms. Brooks off the premises. Max steps forward. Sir, protocol says guests can't be removed without the captain's. Max, hush, Pia whispers. Renner glares. Captain waved it. Move. Elevator doors glide open, revealing a mezzanine packed with VIPs. Carlo De Laurentiis himself saunters out, poker chips clacking between manicured fingers. What's the holdup? Uninvited technician, Mr. De Laurentiis, Renner reports. Claims she controls our wallets. Carlo's laugh is low and theatrical. Madam, this is a curated think tank, not a TED Talk on training wheels. Leah meets his gaze. Without training wheels, a bicycle faceplants. Same with code. Faisal al-Rashid edges closer. Carlo, Reefcoin liquidity settles in 17 minutes. Perhaps verify her access. Carlo waves him off. Scare tactics. Dump her. He turns to Leah, smile snapping cold. The yacht's dress code forbids canvas accessories. He eyes her bag like refuse. Security, comply. 2 guards flank Leah. One tugs the strap from her shoulder. The laptop thuds to teak. Careful, she warns. Impact could corrupt your fortunes. The crowd titters. Kira Watanabe folds her arms. Gentlemen, I commissioned that custody protocol. Let her jack in. If she's bluffing, we'll expose her. Carlo's smile widens. Overruled. Grandstanding ends here. Put her on the tender. Max blurts. Sir, AIS shows a satellite relay ping every 60 seconds. Origin bracelet. Enough! Carlo snaps. He lifts his phone, starts live streaming to his private investor channel. Watch me purge a fraud, he tells the lens. Leah calmly addresses the camera. Viewers, note time code. At T-minus 14 minutes, proof of control will materialize on-chain. Screenshot accordingly. Carlo scoffs, cuts the stream. Enjoy your swim home. The guards hoist Leah's laptop and bag. She straightens, eyes sweeping the mezzanine. Fear, curiosity, contempt mixing like spilled oil. She raises her wrist. Glyphs pulse ruby now, visible to anyone looking. Tick, she murmurs. Guards usher her toward the gangway. Max hesitates, then presses a folded napkin into her free hand. Emergency Wi-Fi password, he whispers. Leah's lips curve. Thank you. She slips the napkin into her pocket, another variable in her equation. Renner gestures to the rail. After you. Leah pauses on the threshold, sun flaring off endless blue water. 17 minutes, she repeats, voice silky. Mathematics waits for no one. She steps onto the gangway. Cameras rise, murmurs ripple. Some faces redden, others pale. The invisible countdown beats louder than the yacht's engines. If you'd stand between Leah and injustice, type 1 in the comments now, and tell us why you wouldn't stay silent. Sea spray pops against the gangway steps as Leah descends toward the waiting tender. 2 guards shadow her, Renner behind them like a white blazer warden. Keep moving, he orders. Leah stops halfway, glancing at the yacht's hull. Sleek, obsidian, mirrored. Reflections flawless, she says. Shame about the code beneath. Renner grinds his jaw. You'll watch this party from port. Above on the mezzanine, Kira Watanabe leans over the rail. Carlo, at least scan her bracelet. If she's bluffing, we'll know. Carlo flicks a poker chip skyward. A bluff requires stakes. I already won. Faisal checks his phone again. Chain latency is spiking. Carlo waves him off. Servers are at capacity, nothing more. Leah turns to the younger guard. Pia, voice low. Did they brief you on liability insurance if guest assets vanish? Pia hesitates. Not my department, ma'am. Find out before you sign tomorrow's timesheet. Leah resumes her descent. Max appears on deck, breathless. "Sir, the navigation console just flagged a strange hash collision." "Could be from her device," Renner barks. "Not another word." Max persists. "If her script is real, we lose reef coin liquidity. Customers will revolt." Carlo strides to the rail. "Security, toss the laptop overboard. That'll settle it." Gasps ripple through the guests. Kira's eyes widen. "You destroy evidence. I walk. And so do my investors." "Walk?" Carlo laughs. "We're 10 miles offshore." Pia glances at Leah's bag, then at Carlo. "Sir, yacht policy forbids disposing of electronics at sea. Environmental fines—" "Fine, lock it in the bilge," Carlo snaps. "But get her out." Leah speaks up, steady. "Throw the hardware. Hold the software. It lives in orbit anyway." She taps her bracelet. Glyphs flash amber. 12 minutes. Faisal clenches his phone. "Transaction queue just froze for 5 wallets." "Network congestion?" Carlo insists. "Pour another drink." On the upper deck, a champagne flute shatters, startling conversation into silence. The live stream viewership spikes. Carlo's earlier clip now circulates with captions, "Billionaires laugh while crypto melts?" Renner shoves Leah the final step onto the tender platform. Engines sputter awake, salt diesel scent curling upward. Leah turns, voice cool. "Mr. De Laurentiis, your Reef Charities seed fund uses my custodial layer. When the freeze triggers, Coral will still need money. Your reputation will need CPR." Carlo tosses both chips. Face tight. "Launch the tender." Max blurts. "Captain refusing. Bridge wants confirmation." "Tell the captain I sign his checks," Carlo roars. A pause crackles on the radio. "Bridge requesting clarification on asset freeze risk." Carlo's cheeks flame. "Asset freeze is fiction. Send her off." Pia swallows, presses the tender's deck switch. Cleats hiss free. Ropes slacken. Leah steps into the rocking hull, laptop clutched. She meets Renner's stare. 11 minutes, 40 seconds. Arithmetic marches on. Renner mouths a curse as the tender drifts. On deck, phones light like anxious fireflies. Somewhere deep in the yacht's server rack, a checksum fails, and the party's laughter falters with it. The tender's twin outboards cough alive, nudging away from Orion's shadow. Salt wind whips Leah's locks across her cheek. She pulls Max's folded napkin from her pocket, reading the scrawled code, "Starlight 5GH's bridge," and smiles. Pia, hands on the helm, mutters, "Ma'am, once we clear 50 meters, yacht Wi-Fi drops. You'll lose whatever countdown you think you're running." Leah meets her eyes. "I only need line of sight. Radios bounce." She taps her bracelet. Glyphs cycle jade. 10 minutes, 12 seconds. Renner leans over the rail above, barking, "Cut comms to that tender. Hard kill." Bridge responds through his earpiece. "Sir, AIS link piggybacks on distress channels. Illegal to jam." Leah flips open her laptop. Sunlight flashes off the aluminum shell. A chromed billionaire logo, Dadi Hive Capital, is etched across the lid. Pia frowns. "That's Carlo's hedge fund emblem." "Gift from a former client," Leah says. She types fast. On the yacht's upper deck, Kira's phone pings. D-Hive multisig, unauthorized threshold trip, and she pales. Kira grabs Carlo's sleeve. "Your wallet's just requested emergency quorum." Carlo snatches her phone. "Impossible!" He glares at Renner. "Get that computer back." Leah, still in the tender, tilts the screen so Pia can see. 6 satellite icons glow green. Backup layer in orbit, Leah explains. Uploads every hash change in real time. Pia whispers. You really built this? With colleagues. Some are still on board. Leah nods toward Max, visible at the railing, pretending to coil rope while slipping a silver USB into a deck port. Renner notices. Kid, step away from that console. Max straightens. Just securing lines, sir. Inside the yacht, LEDs along the casino bar flicker amber. Music skips. A bartender gasps as taps stop flowing. The keg valves run on the same internal network. Faisal shouts, Payment terminals just froze. Reef coin bids can't settle. Carlo's face drains. Reboot the server. Kira shakes her head. Cold wallets are in distributed lock. Needs owner override. Leah speaks calmly into the tender's mic, loud enough for deck speakers to catch. Observation: when liquidity evaporates, solidarity surfaces. Shall we negotiate? Carlo yells back, You're blackmailing billionaires! Correction, Leah replies. I'm auditing arrogance. Pia turns from the helm, voice hushed. If you can do this remotely, why board the yacht at all? Demonstrations hit harder in person, Leah answers. She closes the laptop. Magnets click. Also, mini-twists keep stories alive. Above, Max inserts the USB fully. Server room alarms howl. A scrolling LED marquee on the sky deck flashes funds in stasis. Crypto stop protocol active. Guests stumble from baccarat tables, phones aloft. Livestream chats explode. Is this real? Billionaire lockout, Renner curses. Thunders toward the stairwell. Carlo follows, shouting, Reverse it, whatever it costs. Leah watches their frantic silhouettes, eyes steady. 9 minutes, she murmurs, and the tender's bow dips through a swell, radio crackling with the first panicked SOS from men who believed money couldn't freeze. Salt spray lashes the tender as a rogue swell slams its bow. Leah grips the gunnel. Her bracelet flickers red for the first time. Pia steadies the helm. Brace yourself. Bridge just cut autopilot guidance. They're trying to strand us. Leah exhales. Jamming my SAT link too. Signal strength halved. On Orion's sky deck, Renner barks orders into a handset. Deploy drones, find her uplink frequency and burn it. 2 quadcopters lift, antennas bristling, hunting for the tender's faint beacon. Carlo storms beside him. 8 minutes. If she bricks Reef Coin, the charity lawsuit alone, she's bluffing, Renner insists, but his voice trembles. Down in the tender, Leah glances at her laptop. Packet loss spirals. She closes her eyes. Thunder of the sea fades, replaced by a memory. A dusty Ghanaian classroom, age 10. Young Leah raises a hand, eager to solve a cipher on the chalkboard. The visiting philanthropist, white linen suit, smiles politely past her. Let the boys answer, he says. Her hand drops, heart-crushing quiet. She whispers to her notebook. One day the cipher answers to me. Back in the present, rain needles her face. Pia frowns. Ma'am, those drones close the gap. Fast. Leah's jaw tightens. They can jam Earth to sea. They can't jam sky to sky. She flips the laptop open. A single bar of signal remains. Max's Wi-Fi bridge still pulses aboard Orion, but interference gnaws at the bandwidth. Leah types, failover route, SAT 003. Nothing. She tries again. Timeout. Her bracelet dims. 6 minutes, 42 seconds. For the first time, doubt flickers. Was it arrogance to come in person? Pia sees her swallow. You okay? Leah forces a smile. Mathematics never panics. People do. She splays the napkin over the keyboard, shielding keys from spray, and whispers, Starlight 5G 8 Hz bridge. Connect. Packet icon coughs green. Barely. A drone dive bombs, antennas buzzing. Pia yells, jerking the helm. Rotors miss them by a meter, seawater geysers. Renner cheers from the rail. Cut her line! Signal drops to 0. Leah's screen goes black. Her heart thuds. 5 minutes, 59. She closes the laptop, palms trembling, and presses her forehead to the cold metal. Childhood humiliation echoes. She breathes, counts primes. 2, 3, 5, 7. Calm returns. Leah unclips a slim silver stylus from her blazer seam. A hardware seed stick. She mutters, Offline key it is. Pia watches, wide-eyed. What are you doing? Running numbers no jammer can touch. Leah plugs the stick into the laptop. Screen blooms with air. Air-gapped console. She begins a local hash chain. Every keystroke is a drumbeat against silence. Above, Carlo shouts, We've got her dark! But fear curdles his grin. Inside the tender, Leah's fingers fly. She nods to Pia. Tell them on channel 16. The chain moves with or without signal. They'll hear. Pia radios, voice shaking yet firm. Orion Bridge, she says the chain moves regardless. Static answers, then frantic voices. Leah's bracelet flares icy blue. Local override accepted. Countdown resumes. 4 minutes 51, she exhales. Rain-soaked and resolute. Silence tried to bury me once. Never again. Have you ever been pushed aside and told to stay quiet? Share your own silenced moment in the comments. Let your story breathe. A siren yelps through Orion's corridors. An alert reserved for hull breaches or fires. Guests spill from salons clutching flutes and phones. Payment terminal still frozen, a croupier shouts. Kira Watanabe dashes to the bridge, heels clacking. Captain, live stream views just hit 2 million. Hashtags Frozen Fortune and Yachty Gate are trending. If this backfires, every sponsor drops us. Captain Romero adjusts his cap, sweat dotting his brow. My priority is vessel safety. Carlo barges in. Your priority is my portfolio. Call the Coast Guard. Charge her with cyber terrorism. Romero hesitates. Sir, we're in international waters. Jurisdiction is murky. Carlo slams the console. Then hold her tender until authorities arrive. Extortion on the high seas is piracy. A junior officer murmurs, But she hasn't demanded money, sir. Just system access. Semantics, Carlo roars. He grabs the radio mic. Tender 1, this is owner Di Laurentiis. You are ordered to return immediately. Failure will be treated as hostile. Down on the bobbing tender, Leah hears the crackling command. She taps the stylus, eyes still on her air-gapped console. Hostile? Interesting vocabulary. Pia answers on channel 16, voice steady. Copy, Orion. Passenger insists chain executes in... She checks the bracelet. 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Leah leans toward the mic. Mr. Di Laurentiis, Article 13 of the EU Crypto Custody Act. Custodian may initiate emergency freeze to protect client assets from negligent exposure. You should have read the fine print you signed. Static. Then Carlo's voice, lower, dangerous. You'll never work again. Every exchange will blacklist you. Leah smiles, unseen. Mathematics doesn't fear blacklists. On deck, Max slips into the server corridor. He texts Pia. AC power to rack C flickers. Might cascade. Hold tight. Renner storms past him. Out of the way, kid. He reaches the rack, yanks Max's USB, snaps it in two. Sabotage ends. Max whispers. Chains off ship now. Too late. Renner shoves him against the bulkhead. Kira arrives, catching the scene. Lay a hand on him again and my legal team sues before sunset. Renner scowls but retreats. Bridge monitors flash red. Wallet shard integrity. Compromised. Captain Romero mutters, Never seen that warning. Faisal bursts onto the bridge. Investors are panicking. 30% plunge on pre-auction futures. Carlo's face blanches. Reverse the freeze. Pay her. Romero shakes his head. Without her keys? Impossible. A burst of static interrupts. This is Coast Guard Cutter Argus. We've picked up multiple distress pings from Super Yacht Orion. Identify nature of emergency. Romero swallows, keys the mic. Crypto malfunction? Potential extortion. Leah's tender speaker crackles with the same transmission. She meets Pia's eyes. External witnesses? Good. Transparency accelerates accountability. Pia nods, heart racing. Leah lifts the bracelet. Glyphs blaze violet. 2 minutes, 59 seconds. She speaks softly, words carried by the sea breeze and open channels alike. When arithmetic arrives, reputations recalculate. Choose your side before the ledger closes. A hush falls over bridge and deck alike. The hush of money realizing it may soon turn into numbers no billionaire can touch. A sudden lull shivers through the Mediterranean air. Leah's bracelet vibrates, a subtle haptic reminder. T-minus 2 minutes, 43 seconds. She inhales, sea spray tang mixing with diesel and adrenaline. Then lets memory open like a vaulted door. 13 years earlier, Accra, Ghana. Night markets glow neon. Generators grumble. 22-year-old Leah hunches over a salvaged ThinkPad in a rooftop shack. Monsoon rain drums corrugated tin. Her mentor, Professor Mensah, paces behind her. The grant committee will never pick a woman from Nima, he warns. Leah keeps coding. Then we build something they can't ignore. She runs the prototype, a decentralized escrow script designed to protect migrant workers' remittances from predatory fees. Transaction hashes blossom on screen. Mensah's eyes widen. If this works, you'll uproot half the banking lobby. That lobby never wired money home on $2 a day, Leah replies. 3 months later, she stands in Geneva, pitching to a room of gray suits. One scoffs. Your accent is charming, but who audits code from a slum? Leah answers, mathematics lives everywhere, even in slums. Her demo sends a live remittance from a Swiss franc wallet to a Ghanaian CD SIM in 8 seconds. Applause blooms. Funding follows. Within 5 years, Cypherloom protects billions in cross-border transfers. Leah's name surfaces on Forbes and MIT Tech Review, but she keeps her mother's cracked Nokia as a reminder. When systems ignore the vulnerable, rewrite the system. Present, Mediterranean. Pia watches Leah's faraway gaze. Where did you learn to do all this? Leah blinks back, smile slight. From people who told me I couldn't. The tender crests a swell. Drones spiral overhead. Coast Guard cutter lights flicker on the horizon. Bridge speaker crackles. Captain Romero. De Laurentiis orders immediate surrender of cryptographic controls. Respond. Leah keys the mic. Captain, 52% of Reef Coin donors earn under $30,000 a year. Ask yourself who really owns tonight's money. Carlo seizes the bridge mic. Spare me sermons. State your price. Leah's voice stays mild. Respect isn't priced. It's proven. She toggles the stylus. Screen displays confirm freeze. YN. Faisal steps forward, whisper yelling. Carlo, apologize. Invite her back. Publicly. Carlo's jaw knots. Apologize to a saboteur? Kira cuts in, eyes fierce. Saboteurs break things. She's safeguarding them. Big difference. Renner mutters to an aide. Upload her face to every exchange blacklist. Leah hears, chuckles. Blacklists crumble when code forks to a better chain. Max radios from aft deck. Signal clean on backup mesh. You have full bandwidth. Leah types a rapid command. Bracelet glyphs flare white, the color of a cleared ledger awaiting verdict. Pia whispers, why freeze it at all? You could drain their wallets. Leah looks out at the waxing moon. Power that steals becomes the monster it fights. Power that pauses lets people see the monster in daylight. Her moral code glints like salt crystals on her lashes. Justice equals transparency plus accountability. Bracelet pulses. T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds. Leah closes the laptop, resolve settling like an anchor. Time to return, she says. Let's see if truth is buoyant. Pia swings the tender's bow back toward the yacht. Overhead, drones hover uneasily. Beneath, the blockchain ticks in perfect, impartial silence. The tender noses back beneath Orion's floodlights. Cameras stutter as drones track Leah's return. On the bridge, Captain Romero wipes sweat from his brow. Owner requests you halt alongside, not board. Leah answers on channel 16, voice level. Under maritime law, I remain an invited guest. Denial without cause constitutes unlawful detainment. A beat of static. Then Kira Watanabe cuts in on the same channel, tone hushed, but urgent. Leah, this is Kira. Do you remember Kyoto 14? Leah's eyes widen. Hash Jam Conference, you solved my lattice puzzle. Kira exhales. And you gave me the algorithm for blind multisig. I never forgot. Carlo snatches the headset. Kira, end that call. Kira steps back, microphone still hot. Conference Rule 3, Carlo. Never underestimate the quiet mind in the room. She meets Leah's gaze through the wheelhouse window and slips something small between her fingers. A luminescent glass token. The Hive Master Admin NFC key. Hidden ally revealed. Leah's pulse jumps. She breathes. You kept it. Use it, Kira whispers. Board video call starts in 9 minutes. Show them why they hired you in the first place. Leah pockets the token. Bracelet glyphs flare teal. Admin channel detected. Renner lunges for Kira. Confiscate every device! Faisal blocks him. Touch her, and I void our partnership. Nearby investors murmur agreement. Carlo's authority erodes by the second. Down on the tender, Pia eyes the key. That's root access? Straight to their treasury node. Leah flips the laptop open, taps the token against its chassis. A new console blossoms. Owner override, YN. She selects N. Instead, she types, broadcast safe mode, board call timer, 9:01. Up on the yacht, every holoscreen flickers awake, counting down 09 Otongat. 08:59. A synthesized voice booms across decks. Administrative conference with D-Hive board commencing in 9 minutes. Compliance expected. Guests gasp. Some cheer. Carlo's face drains to parchment. He grabs a flute, downs it. "Kill that countdown," Kira responds coolly. "Only the key holder can." She nods toward the tender. Renner growls, "Then scuttle the tender. Cut the lines." Crew hesitate. Coast Guard lights loom closer. No one wants piracy charges on video. Max texts Pia. "Build server offline again. I triggered the media failsafe. Clips auto-send to press if Carlo goes violent." Leah chuckles. "Smart kid." Carlo turns to the captain. "We'll be global laughingstocks." Captain Romero sighs. "Then perhaps apologize before the board arrives." Carlo pounds the console. "Fine, bring her back." Leah hears the bridge loudspeaker. "Tender one, permission granted to reboard at midship port ladder." Pia grins. VIP treatment, finally. Leah closes her laptop, tucks the token into her blazer. 8 minutes until the board call. Plenty of time to demonstrate civility, if they can find some. Pia guides the tender alongside. Deckhands throw lines. Renner watches, teeth clenched. Above them, the neon countdown pulses, an electric heartbeat echoing the silent truth. Numbers never kneel, even when billionaires try to. Deckhands haul the tender to midship port. Leah steps onto a swaying ladder, laptop slung, bracelet glowing teal. But as her shoes hit teak, Renner blocks her path, 2 burly guards at his flanks. "Bag, laptop, now," he orders, thrusting a silver Faraday case forward. Kira protests from the rail. "Renner, that violates cybersecurity protocol." "Owner's prerogative," Renner snaps. "Device goes dark until legal review." Leah tilts her head. "Faraday shielding won't stop the countdown." "We'll see." Renner yanks the laptop, clamps the case, and locks it with a retinal scan. Carlo strides over, flanked by a woman in a charcoal suit, legal counsel Veronica Slate. She carries a stack of papers thick as a phone book. "Dr. Brooks," Veronica begins, voice silk over steel. "This is a cease and desist plus damages waiver. Sign and we drop all criminal complaints, restore your keynote slot, and pay a good faith honorarium of €5 million. Leah smiles faintly. "You can't bribe mathematics." Carlo sneers. "Call it gratitude money. 5 million buys silence." 5 million buys 0.05% of tonight's auction, she replies. "Math again." Veronica's eyes narrow. "Refusal constitutes intent to extort. That carries prison time." Pia whispers, "They're boxing you in." "Let them try," Leah murmurs. Renner gestures. Guards seize Leah's arms, steer her toward a glass conference cube glowing amber. Inside waits a fingerprint pad and microphone. Legal recording chamber. Max intercepts. Breath ragged. "Sir, engines report unexpected load spikes. Could be network bleed." Renner shoves him aside. "Fix it later." Kira steps between Leah and the cube. "Carlo, optics are atrocious. 2 million people are watching." "Then let them watch a criminal capitulate," Carlo snarls. Leah raises her bracelet. Glyphs flash crimson. Bridge speakers boom a synthesized voice. "Unauthorized detention detected. Chain integrity risk elevated." Carlo wheels on Captain Romero. "Who gave her PA access?" Romero shrugs helplessly. It's routed through admin key. Same countdown channel. Veronica flips to a fresh page, pen poised. Last chance, Dr. Brooks. Leah studies the waiver. Paragraph 7. Blanket NDA forbidding disclosure of discriminatory practices. Delete that. Double the charity allocation. And we'll talk. Carlo explodes. Charity? You're sinking my brand. Leah replies evenly. Brands float on trust. You have 4 minutes until board oversight. A distant thunder roll punctuates the tension. Storm clouds mass on the horizon, mirroring tempers aboard. Renner grips Leah's elbow harder. Inside, sign or sit tight till the board call, without your laptop. He jerks his chin. Guards drag her into the cube. Glass doors hiss shut, magnetically sealed. Inside, table bolted to floor, camera in every corner. Veronica slides the contract across. Ink, please. Leah's bracelet pings, T-0342. But the Faraday box sits outside, cutting her laptop from satellites. Sweat beads at her temple. For the first time, the equation feels unstable. She clicks the pen, inhales. Fine, she says, pressing it to paper, then scribbles a single polynomial curve instead of her name. Veronica blinks. What is that? An algorithm, Leah answers softly, eyes blazing. Solve it, and the ledgers unlock. Outside, Carlo fumes. Inside, the digital timer reflected in the glass bleeds seconds, 0315, 0314, while hope hovers on a knife edge between ink and integers. Veronica stares at the looping polynomial Leah has drawn. This isn't a signature. It's a trapdoor function, Leah replies, voice calm. Without one prime factor mine, you'll brute force for centuries. Carlo hammers the glass wall. Enough riddles. Sign properly. Leah meets his gaze. 2 minutes, 48 seconds. Algebra outruns anger. Outside, Renner's radio sputters. Server room fire suppression just armed, Rack C compromised. He curses, bolts down the corridor, leaving the Faraday box unguarded on a console. Inside the cube, Veronica smirks. Fire alarms won't buy you leverage. Your laptop is dark. Kira, Leah says, pitching her voice low but clear. Microphones relay it across the PA. Open channel Renner forgot to mute. Kira's voice answers through ceiling speakers. Listening. Leah. New variable. Faraday case on starboard console. Remove. Kira. On it. Footsteps echo. Carlo spins. Touch that case and you're off every cap table. Kira ignores him, palms the case. Magnetic locks resist. Max, I need juice cut to this console. Max's voice crackles from engineering. Circuit 14 going down now. 3, 2. The console's LEDs wink out. The Faraday cage releases with a soft thunk. Kira swings the lid. Leah's laptop screen springs alive, satellites reacquired. Carlo lunges, but Captain Romero bars his path. Owner or not, assault ends here. Laptop fans whir. Leah's bracelet flares emerald. Link re-established. T-0157. Veronica stiffens. You planned this. Leah. Predictive modeling. Humans are wonderfully linear under pressure. She slides the contract back. The polynomial glints under fluorescence. Veronica scoffs. Ink or irons, Dr. Brooks? Leah's eyes narrow. Irons conduct electricity. Poor choice near servers about to discharge. She taps her bracelet twice. Outside, every holoscreen blacks out, replaced by cascading green code. Frozen Fortune Protocol. Override key required. Guests shriek. Investors swear. Kira lifts the laptop toward the glass so Leah can see the countdown. 40. 1:39. Carlo pounds the wall. Board call in 6 minutes. Unfreeze it. Leah smiles. You'll need the prime factor. She raises the pen, poised above paper again. Remove paragraphs 7 and 9. Erase the NDA gag order and triple the reef charity. I'll write my true signature. Veronica hesitates. Triple? Transparency costs, Leah replies, but silence costs more. She tilts the pen. 1 minute, 15. Storm thunder booms overhead. Deck lights flicker. Coast Guard floodlights bathe the vessel. A megaphone blares. Super Yacht Orion, prepare for boarding inspection. Carlo's resolve crumbles. He yells, Fine, drop the NDA, triple the fund, just unlock the wallets. Veronica scribbles changes, shoves the pages back. Leah scans, nods, then signs. Leah Mensa Brooks, ink crisp beneath the polynomial. Bracelet flashes gold. Outside, screens shift. Conditional unfreeze pending. Veronica exhales. Done. Release protocols. Leah clicks execute safe mode. Code cascades. Timer halts at 0:03. Suspense crystallized. She steps to the glass door. It slides open. The cube no longer a cage. Guards step aside, uncertain. Leah walks onto the deck, laptop reclaimed, storm wind whipping her blazer. Numbers bow to ethics, she says softly. Never to ego. Guests watch, silent, as the billionaire who tried to bury a problem with money now stands bankrupt of credibility. 3 seconds from total freeze, saved only by conceding to justice. Wind howls over Orion's top deck as thunder cracks like a judge's gavel. Leah stands center stage, laptop tucked beneath one arm, bracelet glowing steady gold. Every holoscreen now shows 2 ticking bars. 1. Board call 0300 259. 2. Conditional unfreeze. Processing pledge verification. Captain Romero keys the PA. Attention all passengers. Remain calm while compliance completes. His voice trembles but holds. Carlo paces, hair plastered to his forehead. Verification? We made the pledge. Leah turns. Digital signatures require hash confirmation from every wallet present. Some guests haven't agreed. Her gaze settles on a cluster of tieless bros clutching phones. One, a sand-blonde VC, scoffs. I never clicked anything. Kira Watanabe fixes him with a steely stare. Then your equity in D-Hive stays iced. Decide fast. Faisal checks an on-screen prompt, thumb hovering. Tap approve charity boost, and this ends? Leah nods. Ethics takes 5 seconds. Faisal sighs. Taps. Screen flashes green. Other holdouts follow, muttering. Bar number 2 fills 60%. 72%. Renner stomps back from the server room, soot on his cuffs. Fire suppression cleared. Rack C safe. Leah arches a brow. Good. Flames corrupt backups. Veronica Slate snaps photos of signed documents, emails PDFs to legal. All NDAs purged. Reef fund now 150 million euros. Carlo growls. Worthless if reputations die. Coast Guard skiff bumps the hull. Officers climb aboard, life vests gleaming orange. Lieutenant Reyes addresses Carlo. "We're investigating distress signals and alleged cyber hostage action." Carlo's smile is brittle. "All under control." Leah steps forward. "Lieutenant, chain audit logs confirm voluntary compliance. No ransom demanded, only ethical remediation." She gestures to screens. Reyes eyes the countdowns. "Board call?" "Corporate oversight," Leah explains. "Ensures promises stay promises." Bar number 2 hits 90%. A single red slot blinks. Pending. Owner De Laurentiis. Leah offers Carlo a stylus. "Your signature finalizes the pledge." Carlo freezes. 200 guests, 2 Coast Guard officers, and nearly 4 million live stream viewers stare. Rainwater drips from his cufflinks. Max whispers near his ear, "Sir, every second you stall, #De Laurentiis dump spikes." Carlo's shoulders sag. He signs. Bar fills. 100%. Screens cycle to unfreeze initiated. T+120. Leah exhales, bracelet pulsing teal to match the sea. "Well done. Integrity, like buoyancy, keeps you afloat." A ship-wide cheer rises, half relief, half awe. Lieutenant Reyes radios. "Distress resolved. Logging voluntary corrective action." But the first timer, board call, keeps falling. 0051. 050s. Veronica murmurs. "Global directors are about to join. We need statements." Leah squares her shoulders. "Then let truth speak first." Carlo gulps air, drenched and cornered. Camera lenses tighten on him like nooses fashioned from light. "What do you think is a fair consequence for leaders who only fix injustice when they're caught? Comment your verdict below. Revoke their titles, fine their fortunes, or something bolder?" A final thunderclap rattles the sky as the first countdown blinks 0. Every hollow screen blossoms into a mosaic of suited figures. 11 directors of D-Hive Capital, time zones spanning Tokyo to Sao Paulo. Their polished boardroom backdrops look suddenly modest beside Orion's dripping opulence. Director Zhang adjusts silver spectacles. "Commencing emergency session. Agenda, incident report." Asset freeze. Leadership review. Her eyes narrow at Carlo. "Owner De Laurentiis, please explain." Carlo straightens, rainwater beading off his lapels. "Minor tech, misunderstanding. Assets restored, charity trebled. No threat remains." Leah speaks before the next breath. "Correction. Assets are in conditional thaw. Any breach of the new diversity charter refreezes funds instantly." She steps beside Carlo, bracelet glowing like a verdict. Director Patel frowns. "Dr. Brooks, by what authority do you override Treasury protocols?" Leah lifts her laptop. One flick sends a share ledger hologram spinning across every screen. Pie chart wedges rearrange until a single slice swallows 51%. Her name hovers above it. Dr. Leah Mensa Brooks, Interim Executive Chair. Gasps ripple, shutters click. Kira grins. Carlo's jaw unhinges. Leah explains, calm as calculus. 2 years ago, D-Hive offered me equity for exclusive guardianship of Cypherloom's custody layer. Vesting milestone hit last quarter. Mr. De Laurentiis failed to file the board seat paperwork. She pauses. So I exercised the clause for him. Director Alvarez nods slowly. Documentation checks out. Carlo, you ceded controlling interest by negligence. Carlo sputters. You can't. I funded. Money without due diligence buys scenery, not sovereignty, Leah says. She gestures to Lieutenant Reyes. Coast Guard witnessed compliance under duress. Footage is live streaming. Director Zhang folds her hands. Motion. Appoint Dr. Brooks as acting CEO pending full inquiry. Vote? On-screen icons flash green. 8, 9, 10. Unanimous. A digital gavel bangs. Renner steps back. Ghost pale. Veronica lowers her legal pad, lips parted. Max punches the air silently. Pia bites back a grin. Leah turns to Carlo. Please surrender Administrator fob and owner-level badges. Carlo's fingers tremble. He peels off a diamond-studded access bracelet. Cameras zoom. A hush falls so complete the rain seems to whisper. He sets the badge in Leah's palm. Metal cold. Authority transferred. Leah addresses the guests. Effective immediately, D. Hive institutes the Reef Equity Pledge. 10% of tonight's proceeds funnel into marine restoration run by local scientists. She faces the camera drones. Discrimination cost this yacht 3 seconds from insolvency. Let that math echo. Director Patel smiles. Board applauds decisive leadership. Captain Romero exhales relief. Orders, ma'am? Leah's eyes sweep the deck. Servers humming, guests stunned, storm clouds parting in shy moonlight. Resume voyage, and open the ballroom. Some celebrations are worth earning. Kira laughs, raises a glass. Investors follow, toasts colliding with cheers. Carlo retreats toward the shadows, fortune intact but power gone. Another line item corrected on the universal ledger. Leah watches him, then the horizon. Numbers balance. Justice iterates. And for the first time tonight, the Mediterranean breeze feels warm. Spotlights sweep the rain-slick deck as Leah steps before the hollow podium just conjured by the yacht's AR grid. Her new CEO credentials shimmer above her head in electric blue. A hush holds the crowd between lightning flashes. First order of business, she says, voice amplified across every speaker. Restore operational integrity and ethical safety. Renner edges backward, soaked blazer clinging. Security protocol states, Mr. Renner, Leah cuts in. Your protocol forgot humanity. Effective immediately, you're relieved of duty. Renner blinks. You can't fire. Captain Romero lifts his wristcom. Security, escort Mr. Renner to the tender. Disarm and log out his biometrics. 2 uniformed deck officers clasp Renner's arms. He sputters, I kept her from sinking this party. Leah meets his glare. You kept it from rising. The crowd murmurs approval as Renner is led away. She turns to the cluster of stammering VC brodas. Second, all guests who declined the pledge may disembark at Monaco. Your reef coin allocations stay in philanthropic escrow until you complete certified anti-bias training. A blonde investor flushes. That's blackmail. It's mathematics with a conscience, Leah replies. Compliance is optional. Consequences aren't. Lieutenant Reyes whispers to his team. That's the cleanest leverage clause I've heard all season. As Leah faces the service staff, servers, deckhands, engines, engine techs still lined against bulkheads. Next, equitable wage restructuring. Retroactive hazard pay for tonight, plus a 10% salary uptick funded from my board stipend. Pia's eyes widen. Ma'am? Really? Leah nods. Justice pays forward. Crew applause cascades down the railings. Some wipe rain-mixed tears. Kira raises her glass. I'll match the wage boost, she calls. Faisal adds, and I'll sponsor scholarships for any crew wanting STEM degrees. Cheers swell. Thunder recedes like a defeated drum. Leah pivots to Carlo, now damp and diminutive beside two Coast Guard officers. Mr. De Laurentiis, you may remain as non-executive founder, contingent on restorative training and quarterly audits. Violate either, and your voting shares convert to non-voting charity stock. Carlo nods mutely. The camera drones capture every millimeter of his concession. Director Zhang's face beams down from the holo panel. Board minutes record unanimous support. Welcome to a new ledger. Leah gestures to Max at the aft console. Max, release reef mode. Let's see the chain breathe. Max keys a command. Across the yacht, LED rails shift from anxious red to tranquil aquamarine. Holo screens display live fund flow. 150, 1,000 pounds, 1,000. Reef Restoration Trust. Time-stamped and immutable. Guests gasp, this time in wonder. Soft orchestral music, once paused, resumes. The casino bar lights relight Emerald. Captain Romero salutes Leah. Course, ma'am? She smiles. Full steam to Nice. Let's deliver news no headline can spin. Storm clouds part. Moonlight spills silver onto newly unburdened teak. Cameras pan the deck. Former oppressors silent, allies radiant, crew empowered. A single truth reverberates with the engine's hum. Power, when rewired for good, turns wealth into worth. The Orion glides toward a pastel dawn, no longer cloaked in thunder, but gilded by first light. Leah stands on the bow with Captain Romero, digital tablet in hand, authorizing post-crisis protocols. Romero exhales. Our comm logs already trend on maritime forums. Half the fleet's asking for your custody layer. Leah smiles. Secure seas make safe harbors. She signs the release. Begin Project Prism. Crew equity pool, 5% of annual profits. Romero radios engineering. Project Prism is a go. Below deck, Pia and Max oversee a flurry of activity. Max posts a notice on the mess hall holo. STEM scholarship applications open, funded by Watanabe Rashid Trust. Crew cluster around, buzzing. Pia grins. Never thought hauling rope could lead to a physics degree. Max nudges her. Rope today, rocket tomorrow. On the sky deck, Kira live streams to her VR casino followers. Witness policy made in real time, she says, camera panning across relaxed crew uniforms. Tonight, wealth learned humility. Faisal appears beside her. And generosity. I doubled the scholarship endowment. Couldn't let you steal all the good press. They laugh, the sound lighter than the sea breeze. Inside the salon, Leah meets Veronica Slate. The lawyer offers a timid handshake. All restitution contracts filed. No gag clauses hidden, I swear. Trust, like code, compiles or crashes, Leah replies, but she shakes Veronica's hand. Carlo hovers at a respectful distance, now clad in modest navy. He clears his throat. Board scheduled my first bias training for Friday. Leah nods. It's a beginning. Consistency keeps ledgers balanced. Carlo's gaze softens. I never thanked you. for stopping me from nuking my own reputation. Leah chuckles. Numbers did that. I just read them aloud. An alert pings on nearby holoscreens. Reef coin wallets, 100% unfrozen. Funds transferred to Reef Restoration Trust. Crew cheer. Guests applaud. Lieutenant Reyes approaches with her inspection tablet. U.S. Coast Guard closes case. All parties cooperative. Incident classified as ethical compliance action. Never wrote that one before. Leah signs. Let's hope it sets precedent. Storm clouds long gone. A rainbow arches faintly over the horizon. Max spots it first. Proof of work, he jokes. Leah laughs. Colorful consensus. A violinist from the event band begins an impromptu melody. Guests pair off, dancing barefoot on sun-warmed teak. Captain Romero offers Kira a spin. She accepts, laughter echoing. Pia nudges Leah. Dance, doctor? Leah glances at her bracelet, glyphs soft aquamarine for the first time all night. Ledger balanced, music earned. She joins the circle, laptop tucked beneath an arm yet lighter than ever. Above, drones orbit peacefully, beaming footage to millions. A yacht once mired in arrogance, now afloat on accountability. Its wake rippling possibility for industries far beyond the Mediterranean. 6 weeks later, Monaco Tech Ethics Summit. Glass towers gleam. Banners read, "Code without conscience equals chaos." A packed auditorium hushes as Leah strides on stage, holographic podium pulsing. Moderator Sophia Lam announces, "Keynote from freeze to freedom, reprogramming power." Applause swells. Leah begins, bracelet now a sleek silver band. 6 weeks ago, mathematics humbled a yacht. Today we scale that lesson worldwide. A panoramic video flashes. Renner escorted off-ship, reef coin funds flowing, coral nurseries blooming in electric blues. Sophia asks, "What surprised you most afterward?" Leah smiles. Carlo De Laurentiis completing all bias modules, voluntarily. Audience chuckles. Camera cuts to Carlo in row 3, holding up his certificate sheepishly. He stands. "Public accountability works," he admits. "Profits up 12%, staff turnover down. My ego is under renovation." Laughter, then applause. Kira joins via AR feed from Tokyo. Our VR casino now donates 1% daily net to reef science. Gamers love tangible impact. Faisal appears on split screen from Riyadh. Scholarship applicants hit 500. First cohort starts MIT next spring. Cheers rise. Sophia turns to Leah. And Cypher Loom? Open sourced last night, Leah announces. Gasps. Security through scrutiny. Anyone can audit, anyone can improve. A student in the balcony shouts, "Will big banks fight you?" Leah answers, "They can fork the code, or fork over trust." Applause rumbles like distant surf. Leah continues, "Injustice is an algorithm. Input prejudice, output pain. We debug it with transparency, accountability, and action." She raises her bracelet. Auditorium screens display 3 immutable ledger entries. 1. Word 54 M Reef Restoration Trust. Active. 2. Project Prism Crew Equity Pool. Active. 3. Watanabe Rashid STEM Scholarships. Active. Green checks pulse beside each. When facts are public, Leah says, fiction loses funding. Sophia concludes, "Final thought? Leah scans the sea of faces. Coders, financiers, students. Silence once sidelined me in a classroom. Today I speak so no child's idea is muted by bias. She lifts the bracelet higher. The chain belongs to all of us. Secure it with courage. House lights brighten. 10,000 attendees rise in ovation. Outside, news drones spin headlines. Black cryptographer turns billionaire meltdown into blueprint for ethical tech. Reef coin rebound sets new CSR standard. A reporter asks Leah at the exit, "What's next?" She smiles. Teaching teenagers in Accra how to fork fintech giants. Sunlight glints off harbor water. A rebuilt Orion anchors offshore, hull-painted reef-safe white. Crew lounge on deck, equal shareholders now, waving toward Leah. She waves back, then faces the camera. Liked this journey? Share it. Someone out there needs proof that justice scales. Like, share, and stand with us against racism, because the next equation we rewrite might be yours.